All right, hey everybody, it's Doc Williams from the Toolkit. It is Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is. It's March 8th, 2017. So today we're going to be talking about how to build email campaigns. Toolkit. Crap, the sound. Wednesday. Let me turn this down. Okay, there we go. So it's Wednesday, whatever, and we're going to be talking about how to create an email campaign. I was doing this for one of our clients, but instead I decided to make this video for everyone because I keep getting email questions about this and what's effective, what to do. I need this to look spicy, all those things. So what we're doing today is we're going to be talking about formatting. And the reason we're talking about formatting before anything else is if you do not have your formatting on point, it doesn't matter. And if you do not take the time to understand how you are being perceived, you will keep falling into the same pitfalls over and over and over again. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the time to see what it takes to have a really effective email campaign. And then we're going to look at examples, and then we're also going to show you do's and don'ts. So this is going to take about 5 to 10 minutes. So real quick, if you do not know who I am the CEO of and the co-founder of the Toolkit, and we help brands tell great stories. So what we do is we take your stories in many different avenues, and then we help you tell that story on social, through emails, in person, and make that transition in all platforms. So today we're going to be talking about emails, from getting from social to then having them do a call to action to get on the landing page, and then delivering content on through your email. So just a little bit about it. If people ask, well, what makes you qualified? I've been doing this for a couple of different years, and our numbers, depending on our clients, have been pretty phenomenal. And just so people know, and you can research this, it depends on there's different averages, and people throw out a lot of different numbers. So if you go out and try to find, well, what's a good number, what's a bad number, it depends on your industry. But just a couple stats of what we've been able to do with our clients. Our open rates are between 30 and 75%. Now, keep in mind, guys, that's a huge open rate. Huge. A lot of times, a lot of people are around the 8 to 15% mark at the most. Some people are down in the 5s. The reason that we have such a high number, and we'll talk about later, is because we're very specific, and we kick other people off the list if they're not responding. So if they're not opening it for a long period of time, we cut them from the list. So we shrink the list to make it a lot more potent, and then we replicate the same sequence. So a lot of people are like, that's impossible, you can't have those numbers. That's because we cut a lot of people out. But when we cut a lot of people out, we then can focus more on the target audience, so we don't have a problem with a lot of other things. So just keep that in mind if people are like, oh, we don't trust this guy. The other thing is we have pretty much double the click rate for links than most people. And again, that's because we specifically have systems in place to cut the ones that are not truly interested in the product, or if they're only interested in the free content, we shift them to a different list versus the one when we're trying to convert that list as well. So just keep that in mind, guys. So those numbers, the tactics that I'm talking about today, I'm not just talking about you having a giant bloated email list. I'm talking about real results for your business to grow and for you to have conversions based on your target audience at the end. So keep that in mind. We're going to go through this, okay? So real quick, I'm going to share my screen. All right, and we're going to look at a couple different examples, okay? So the first one is, if you have not looked at this page or you haven't subscribed, take a look at Really Good Emails. And what I like about it is they curate all the things they see around the web, and you can actually go in categories, so you can find your own specific niche. But it's a really good reference to see how people are creating their pages, what it looks like, how visual it is, and all of those things, right? But I would like to point out, although I love a lot of them, and I might take certain phrases or certain ways it looks, especially like, look at the Netflix one. You're going to see, like, look at this. Look how simple it is, right? Look how easy, and these are, look at this. I mean, when you're doing this, it's very specific, right? So when you're looking at this page, there's no distractions. There's no, what am I supposed to click? Do you see what they're trying to do? Get the updated app. That's all they're telling you to do. Very straightforward. Look at it's very dark. The call to action is very big, red right there. So keep in mind what's working. Now, some might say, well, that's pretty, but how do I know what to convert? Well, in the next video, we're going to be talking about the different format changes and what it makes to really be different in the industry. So this was a test video, but you know what? Let's do this. Let's knock it out, okay? So look how many pixels and everything is on here right now. Is anyone asking me questions? No. But is it effective? How do we know this? Well, we're going to look versus the 10 type of emails that actually convert. And what I want you guys to look at, and I'll put this in the show notes too, from ConvertKit, why fancy email templates aren't the answer. And what it talks about is you need to have something very simple and think about how much people are actually reading through your emails. So if you have a long email that has a lot of graphics and it takes a long time to load, remember 60% of it is on mobile, how long does it take to load these graphics? Think about that. Also think into the links. Can people see all of those things all at once, right? How long is the load time? So what we're going to look at is a few emails that actually have a great rate of open and compare the two. So number one, we're going to look at Joe from Copy Hackers. Okay, so let's take a look at one of her emails. Okay, now right here, if we look at it, it's all text-based. It's all text-based. She has call to actions 3 times of the same thing, actually 4 things, and it's text. Now, why would she do that? Because it's easy to pull up. The timing for the platform is not very long, and the call to actions are very quick. Let's take another one. Look at this for today's tutorial. Very easy, very short lines, so you don't have to process a lot, and it's not paragraphs because people will not read a lot of paragraphs. They'll click out of it. Now, some might say, well, that looks boring, Doc. I don't really care. Well, the point of this thing is not necessarily just aesthetics, but what I'm talking about is actually having results of your emails. Let's take a look. Now, some might say, well, you're not having an aesthetically pleasing audience, such as a brand that's projecting their image. Well, this is from Caffeine and Kilos, one of the best conversions in the game for opt-ins, for conversions for emails, and more importantly, they're a clothing brand. Okay, and look at their emails. Okay, right here, it's one line, call to action to the website, then the image links out to the shop. That's it. That's all it is. Let's take a look at another one. This was right after they were at the Arnold's and they got feedback from their customers. They spoke like a friend to their customer, 2 links and a special prize for them. Okay, look how short these are. Okay, we're going to go to another one. Image, call to action, real quick. So the question might become, some people say, well, this is too, think I'm not doing enough. Think about the last time you read a whole email that was very lengthy. When was the last time? Probably you clicked out of it before it ended. Now, let's look at the reverse with ones that have a lot of graphics and they have a very strong open rate. This is from Chubbies, and what I love about it is they change their names a lot of times. Very engaging. You've been pre-approved for shorts. Let's take a look at theirs. They have a banner top, real strong with the icons, with the colors. Concise. Now, when they do this, this is one of the better ones. The only thing I would say with Chubbies is they have a, I've tested it a couple times. They do a lot of animations. See? A lot of animations. It's hilarious, and that works with their audience. But remember, they have a very curated list, and they have a very specific audience. Not everyone can get away with this, okay? But what I want to show you with this is they have a very specific type of advertisement, and you need to be aware of your audience. We're going to look at one other person too. We're going to look at Tara Chantilly, the best ones in the game, okay? Now with hers, let's say, very straightforward, call to action with my name, going down, join, 2 links, 1 bold, very, very simple. Look how short the sentences are to get people to understand what's going on, for them to be engaged the whole time and not click away. Concise, to the point, and going from there. Now, if you look at it, there's many different examples as well, and we're going to deep dive into the copy in the next video. But what I want to show you first is ConvertKit video, where it was talking about that fancy isn't the answer, and then for you to understand, you have to know what your audience is looking like at first. You have to know why they're communicating with you. So doing more call to actions, why they're looking at you, what's going on. The format is important for them to simply understand where you're coming from and moving on from there. So that's the first one about formatting, part 1. We're then going to talk about copywriting with that format in the next section. But I want you to take a moment, subscribe to 8 to 10 of your favorite companies. Look at their emails, create a separate email account. And this is not my idea. This was off of a class I think I took in Creative Live, email marketing for crafters. But get a new email account, subscribe to 8 to 10 different emails or companies that you really like, and just start compiling and look how they talk to their customers, and then see ways that you like, write it down, and then see where you don't like it, or why do they do certain things. Just click images, see if it links out to anything, or did they just not link it to anything and it just becomes an image that pops up that you can download for no reason. Look at how they talk to their audience, and then also check companies that actually have a strong open rate, a strong call to action, and see who puts out their metrics, right? If you do not have a list of ones that have a strong conversion rate, I'll be doing another whole article resources so you can see who they are and what kind of business they run that would be more aligned to your type of business. Excuse me, and if you have any questions, email me at doc@thetoolkit.agency, or comment below this video and let me know what you think. This is very controversial. A lot of people are like, I like pretty, but I'm talking about creating emails that convert and will actually reach your audience and what they want, versus your idea of what you think your audience wants and the idea of what other people are doing in the industry. By the way, if you want to check and you're saying, well, I like this, I wonder how this converts, pick up the phone, try to call them, or email that company and see if they'll release their conversion rates. See if they'll do that, okay? If you think that's such a great idea, see if they're going to put their numbers up where and support what they're doing. So this is you know, a quick video on Wednesday. I'll probably email you guys later today talking about the Arnolds and the recap. So until next time, thank you so much.